Welcome. This reading is about the upcoming journey where Mars is in retrograde and traveling from Leo back into Cancer and coming back. And this is a really long journey that we deal with in December, January, February, March, April. So until Mars will be back in the place where it started, it will take a couple of months where we have to deal with this change in energy, because Mars is about our life force, right? And the lion in our chart is about our heart space and our passion for life and our childlike creations. And everybody has a fifth house in the chart, and everybody has a Leo somewhere in its chart. And if you don't know where that is, just go to astro.com, draw your own chart and see where the placements are in your own astrology. And this Mars retrograde is really special because Mars retrogrades into Cancer. And so we face this time being a little bit cut off of our energy, or better to say it's changing, and we have the chance to look deeply into our emotional truth, into our way of dealing with energy as well, and the action we can take on it. And this one is about our own integrity, our own truth. And if you want, you can take a look back at the last retrograde of Mars at the end of 22. It was at the end of October in 22. But it was a little bit different because it was a retrograde in Gemini. So that was a little bit about communication, where you acted in a way that you may be reviewing today. What did you decide back then, and what is it that you wished for, and what wants to be corrected? You know, if you look back, you can see, oh, this is what I did, and it didn't turn out like I wanted it to. So the time between October, at the end of October of 22 until now, what didn't work out? So what can you change right now in your actions to get to the place where you really want to go, or where your heart wants to go? But if you want to look at a bigger picture, you can look back when Mars was last retrograde in Leo. And it was like it is now, right? And it was in the end of 2009 and until the beginning of 2010. It didn't go back into Cancer. It just stayed in Leo. And to look back, what was happening in your life back then? What would you do differently? And however you decide what was important in that time, can you look at the place of Leo in your chart? So these areas of life are affected by this Mars transit right now. And so that's about re-evaluating our decisions and finding the truth beneath all the actions we take. What is the real truth? What is the truth in your heart? What is your integrity in all of this? And do you have the willingness and the courage to rewrite your story? Because that's what this heart of the lion tells you too, that there is something in your heart that you want to accomplish, that you want to realize, and can you see the bigger picture where you decided things that are not working for you or that didn't work for you, and are you willing and daring to rewrite your story? And in the time Mars is in Cancer, And that will be in the beginning of January. I think on the 6th of January, Mars will retrograde into Cancer again. Then the energy will change again, and it will be good to use this transit as a way to look at your emotional patterns. And Leo in Cancer feels really different than Mars in Cancer. I meant in Cancer feels really different than Mars in Leo, because in Cancer Mars is in his fall, so it doesn't feel really good in Cancer. And we can see in these moments where we're not willing to be responsible for our own emotions, take responsibility for what you feel, where we stepped into blaming others, or where we choose to be passive aggressive. And that's just a way not to take responsibility for what you really feel. And this time is about understanding, and understanding what lies beneath, and in all that you see, that's a time for inner work on the one hand, and on the other hand it's taking new actions to get into the place where you live your own integrity. And it's inviting us to look from our love for life and for our heart energy and our childlike creation, and to bring these questions into our lives, to see where we can nurture ourselves and the parts that want to be lived and realized. So that's a really powerful transit that is happening, and we can use it not to feel powerless. A better way is to just look back and to see, oh, this is what I thought I would create, but I didn't. And maybe I can do something else where I step into the real path that I want to walk on, to fulfill my heart's desire and to be in an emotional state that I really want to be in. And so now I get into the sign that I'm reading today. Welcome, Scorpio. First, I want to draw a couple of cards, and if you don't want to follow through, you can just jump to your reading. There are timestamps down below and in the first comment. But I want to draw these cards so that we can see what your Mars retrograde and the time you experience with it will be about. And this is the actual theme. And then we want to know what you can allow to decay. So what is a past influence that is not longer serving you? What can you let go or let be in a way? That is this one. And we want to see the shadow side and the shadow or light influences that led to this. And I think this one, and this one. And what's the new path you are on? That's something we want to know. What is your new path you are working on right now? And that is this one. And the new path for Scorpio, this one. And then I would love to know what you don't see coming. What is it you don't see coming? Oh, there we go. There we have volunteer, and a second one. And what you don't see coming, we want to have a dragon as well. There we go. And we have these cards that I don't know how to handle because there are so many. But we have these and we have these. This is what you don't see coming. And now we want to know what is something that is hidden and you want to be aware of. Excuse me. We have this one and we have this one. And then we want to know what is supporting you. What is supporting Scorpio on this new path? And we have these. And what is supporting from these cards as well? We have this one and this one. And along the way I will draw tarot cards to see where this new path is heading, but first we want to see what this Mars retrograde is about for you. And we have the dog, and we have a wishing lamp, and we have an archway. That seems to be that there is something heading your way that is a wish fulfillment. And that's what this is about, you know. There is a loyalty, there is a, even if this is a loyalty in a relationship or it's in a working place, it's something that someone is loyal to you, and that's something you're wishing for because it leads into a new direction and through this archway into a new life, so to speak. And we'll see what you let go, what you can let go, and what's not longer in, what doesn't have longer meaning for you. And it seems like that there is something that you held back, right? There is something that you didn't receive, and that's because you it feels a little bit like you withheld yourself a little bit because you thought about being too generous, being too invested. It feels a little bit like you withdrew from giving to other people because maybe it hurt you, maybe at one point you invested really a lot, and for me it feels a little bit like a people-pleasing moment, and a people-pleasing where you drew back and where you stepped back because you didn't know how to give in order to not step into dependencies. And so you withheld for a moment, and so you didn't receive as well, because when we draw back and when we not give ourselves, we cannot receive as well, right? Because then we close ourselves off from these moments where we wish something could step into our life. But I think this is something you're stepping back from, because you learned the lesson about the people-pleasing and the giving too much, not receiving, and the lesson behind it, to give, to get something. And that's where you stepped out of. And that's beautiful, because that's this shadow side of you giving to get is the shadow side of illusion, right? That's not being giving from a place where you are honest. It's giving to get something, and it's about manipulation, right? And that's where you that's the pattern you let go of, because it's the shadow side of giving too much and stepping into manipulating others to give to you. So you drew yourself back from this, and that's what the exile card comes with, right? We have to get into this place where we draw back, where we get into the exile to experience ourselves in this relationship to giving and receiving, and where we get manipulated, where we manipulate others as well, right? So to get into this place where we can be honest about what we really wish for, how we want to show up in a way of loyalty, in a way of friendship, in a way of what we want to experience in giving and receiving. And for this, we have to step back from all the patterns we grew up with. It's like a deconditioning, right? Allowing yourself to see yourself in the truth. And that's a sword of truth cutting through all the illusions to see, oh, that's why I wanted to have this. This is why I gave to get something, and to draw back from this and to allow yourself to step into the truth is a beautiful pathway to be on. And you are stepping into this place where you allow yourself to step into the lightness, and it's a gene key that really follows this idea of being the illusionist and following your desire because you want to get something, and that's not coming from the right place, right? And to step into the lightness where we allow things to flow, where we allow ourselves to give and to receive in a light and beautiful way, right? And it's finding the balance between the things that we desire, and the desire is the shadow path, right? It's the moment where the illusionist does something because it wants something to get something back, and to step into the lightness that leaves behind this seriousness, this over seriousness, and the unbalanced way of giving and receiving is to bring this lightness into the light. And it's, your Scorpio way to see things serious, right? To be hurt by things you don't get, and to be in this place. You look through all of these. Truth is a card that I would always connect to Scorpio, because Scorpio is like a bullshit detector, right? It's about the truth. And it is about seeing the truth about yourself and allowing life to rapture you, allowing life to be more light, and allowing life to be more in a flowing experience where dreams come true, although you don't do anything about it. Because that's what's coming true, right? You meet the right people who are in the right loyalty for you, where you feel seen and loved and given without you having to do anything. So that's about finding your tribe, finding the right people, and not to manipulate anything for it. And that's because you stepped back, because you realized something isn't right. And so you stepped back and withdrew from all of these dynamics, and so to find the truth. That's really beautiful. And there we have the path you are on. And it is the card 20, and it's called Close to Shore. It's a crossroad and detachment and surrender, the pain and wisdom of old age. An old chestnut mare stands at the edge of a vast ocean that the rest of her herd cannot see. From this height, so close to shore, the grass begins to thin. The mare's bones ache, and her coat is losing its shine, but the view is worth the climb. She can see both worlds now, the herd grazing below and the strange and powerful force surging on the other side. This horse has reached the final crossroads of her life, the place where she will share her hard-won wisdom and surrender to a higher will. What you've loved, or at least have become accustomed to, is coming to an end. Still, the transition to the next phase of life or work will be slow enough to let you appreciate where you've been and allow you to fully consciously activate the wisdom you've gleaned from past experience. And that's what the exile came with. It's a chosen one, right? This mare walks up there on her own will because she knows that there is something that is more important than staying on the ground. There is something more to see about all of this. And that's what you did, right? You knew that there is something more to gain. There's something more to learn about this. And you stepped back into this place of your higher wisdom to step into the lightness. What a beautiful thing you did. And it was like diving deep into your own truth, right? Diving deep into this place where you experienced yourself in this higher wisdom, where you pulled back and you found out about the dynamics behind all of your experiences. What you don't see coming is a clarity that comes with this wisdom that is beautiful. What you don't see coming, and arrival in the first house, that's beautiful because it's arrival in yourself. It's arrival in the knowledge about yourself and the new action and the clarity, the new energy, that solar calm, right? And it's about the arriving in your own wisdom, in your own who are you in all of this. That's beautiful. That what you don't see coming, maybe you think about, oh, that's not working out. There is no one heading my way that is filling my cup. And that's in a way true, but it is not, because that's a wish fulfillment reading here. So what you don't see coming, and that's stepping up for your own rights. And I think that's something that comes with your pathway where you are heading, stepping into your own energy. And that's an energy that you gained with all of this wisdom of old patterns and letting them go, right? So that's what you don't see coming. And there we see that we had a time card. It's January. And this is stepping into your own energy. This card is a challenge. Maybe there is a challenge coming up where this whole theme, I don't know where this is rooted in your life, but it seems to be that there is something connected to a relationship, right? And so maybe there is something coming back, and that would fit into the Mars retrograde, something coming back, and you step into the power of yourself because you have to defend something. Maybe you decide something where other people are not comfortable with, but it is standing up for yourself. This challenge, maybe that's a familiar thing, where you choose someone, something, where something is heading your way, where you step into yourself and say, this is me, this is who I am, and this is what I want to do, what I want to experience. And maybe there are people in your life that are not really comfortable with this, but it's your truth, and it's your lightness, and it's your life. And to dare to step into this place where you allow yourself to be just you, and then something is heading your way. That's called happiness. Now, we don't have to say anything more about it, because that is what happens when you step into your own truth and be the one that you are. That's you clarify things, and you allow even to let people go that are not on your side, right? And that seems to be something like it, that there is an ending of some sort. There is something, and maybe someone is going out of your life in a way that you have to say, no, that's not who I am, and I want to step into this place, and that's happening soon, right? But the outcome, even if this is challenging in the moment, the outcome is happiness, and it is the solar calm, the energy that rises up inside of you to tell you who you really are and who you want to be in this wisdom that you gained. That's a beautiful journey you are on. Just keep on going. And what is the thing that you want to know that is hidden right now? Yeah, that's, there is this sharing moment. There is this stepping into your life, stepping into the world of your experiences, and allow yourself to be the wisdom and to be the one that you really want to be. And this is being the Scorpion that is able to be in relationships, to share with others. This is often, this Six of Cups is a card that reminds me of the sharing at the water hole. There are twos of these animals and the birds, and the freedom that comes with this card, because it is so sweet how they are close together. They're drinking from the same water hole and sharing all the resources that they have. And that's something you really enjoy and step into, to give this whole thing a new perspective. And the world, the wheel, this is not the world. This is interesting, that I thought that I felt it like the world, but it is the wheel of fortune. But it tells me there is no coincidence in a reading. So it tells me that something is ending, and that's the truth, because we have butterflies here. Something is ending. We have a lot of worthy things just turning on this wheel. And it's like something is ending and something else is beginning. And this is about your stepping into your own truth and stepping into the fulfillment of your own life. And that's really beautiful, because it seems so natural to you. It seems so natural. There is no such thing as conflict here. There is a challenge, but it's not a conflict, an inner conflict. It may be an outer conflict. Someone else tells you that they are not comfortable with what you are doing. But it's not an inner conflict, because you solved your inner conflict by stepping into this exile, taking yourself out of a situation to experience yourself in your truth. And you found your truth, and you know what you want to accomplish. You know where you are heading. And so this is for the outer world. That is something that they don't know how to do this themselves, because they are in conflict with themselves and they project it on you. But you are not in conflict. You stand up for yourself, for the life you want to live, and you step into the wisdom where you can bring this into the outer world. That is really, really beautiful. And that's what is supporting you. Yeah, that's what is supporting you is stepping. You went into the bardo, right? You went into this cycle where you experienced yourself over and over again in these cycles where you kept yourself stuck. But you found the red thread, and that's a beautiful thing, because you experienced yourself in this truth of being the healer. And that's amazing, because it's so fitting. All of these cards so fitting together in the support that you are on this path, and you are the healer that you really can be. What a beautiful reading this is, because it is so confirming that you did the work. And that is amazing to witness, because the deepness of Scorpio and the deepness of these experiences brought you in a place where you can see the truth and where you can see the happiness as well, and you are standing your ground. It's like standing in your truth like a rock. That is so beautiful to witness here. So what is supporting you? And that is what is supporting you, that you already know that there is this warning. There is a warning, right? And this warning is this experience that you are about to experience, that someone isn't in your field, that maybe you didn't expect that they are not in your field. And to stand your ground and to stand in your own truth, to step into the next phase of your life where you experience yourself in your truth, manifesting from this place who you really are. And that's the warning, to not take it too serious, to not to take it to your heart that other people project on you, and to keep. But I don't think that this is something that would happen. Maybe that's something from the past that hit you once. And maybe that's in this Mars retrograde, someone coming back and trying to get in again. But you know that this is a never-ending story, and that is something that is not helpful for you. And to stay curious about it, just allow this to happen and step into your own power and step into your own truth of who you really are. And I don't doubt all of these cards are so fitting in this moment. I don't doubt that you will step back from your truth. You know what you want. You know where you belong. That is about belonging, right? This is, and maybe that's a challenge where life asks you, are you in for this again? And you will definitely say no. I stand up for myself. I stand up for my rights, for myself. I know who I am, and I know how this works for me and how I want to experience life. And that's an amazing card, because that's what you are stepping into, and what maybe you created a community. Maybe you know what you want in your life, where you want to heal in and through community. That's where you are heading, and that's beautiful, because that is the power that you have on your side. is the power of community. It's the power of other people, where you experienced yourself in this abundance of being with people, with like-minded people, and being in this place where you stepped into the loyalty to be loyal to others and to heal others by showing up. And that's beautiful, because you showed up and you opened up a new path for yourself, what you didn't expect, that you would step into this freedom that comes with it, and step into this place of sharing, right? And this is our card. Grace carries you home. At the end of our efforts, when your resources are exhausted and you are without further resource, I am there for you with loving wild grace to carry you home. That's what community does. That's what sharing resources does. That's what healing with other people does. And that's what we see in this card, in this reading, so beautifully. Scorpio, you did the work. You stepped into this new abundance of life, showing you that loyalty, being with others, healing with others, and holding the thread, walking your way through your own exile, where you pulled back from love, from investing in other people, but you invested in this community, you invested in this place where people rise now that are holding you in exchange. And that's what this community and your whole life seems to mirror right now. You step into an abundance that you never experienced before, held in this belonging place that you yourself created this. So it was created from your love. And now you can reap the results, and you can step into the next phase of your life. And maybe there will come something up where you allow yourself to step again into relationships, because that's what you long for too. But in the first place, you can see that the rewards are coming, and the rewards are coming by you stepping into your lightness, and then allow to open up to life to rapture you, and to rapture in a beautiful way, right? To open you up to the next experience in your life. And maybe this will turn your world upside down, but you don't have to be afraid of it, because you are so solid in your own experience of your own power and your own community and place you are in, that nothing will turn you upside down in a destructive way. So that is, stay curious, stay open, stay and be open to life bringing the things to you that you don't expect, and stand your ground and be sure that you did the work. Scorpio, you did the work. So beautiful. Thank you so much for being here, and for liking and subscribing and all the beautiful stuff that helps the channel to grow. Thank you so much, and I see you soon.